Hi guys, Big Rich here from How Fish Rescue. As you can see, we have got our channel back. Happy times, yes, but
Wait a minute. It took us a long 3 weeks. We've been fighting with YouTube, the YouTube creator support. You know, we went on Twitter. We all worked it out. And
a lot of help from you guys too.
But at the end of the day, it didn't come nowhere. We then got a new contact, and he got us our channel back in less than 5 hours. Go ahead.
That was amazing. So anyways, there is no support for YouTube. There isn't a number you can call. There isn't a guy you can email. You have to go on to, what's that? YouTube support forum. And then you have to put in a complaint there, and then one of the YouTube support forum moderators gets a hold of you, and then you can put in a thing with them, and they channel through them, and that's now your contact, and they get back and forth to you, and it takes weeks. It was horrible. But as you can see, we got our channel back now. So I'd like to be happy and tell you guys all, you know, everything's been going on, but there's also some sadness. My wife Tracy's in the hospital, a lot of you know, but I'm going to edit all the rest of the night tonight and tomorrow, all of the updates I had done on Facebook and everything that's happened with Tracy, so that you guys can follow along in order of how it happened and where she's at now.
Now, mind you, some of these videos you're going to see have happened within the 3 weeks that our channel has been down. So it might be a little dive into the past, but it's new to you guys. It's old for us, but you might see my mom in some, you know, might see her up and well thinking she's back, but she's not. Once we are all caught up and say, what is it, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos maybe, we'll be caught up in real time.
We'll be back to real time. So if you see Tracy, know that it was video taken before any of this was happening. And I appreciate all the support. The amazing amount of support that came in for Tracy is just mind blowing. The love and just the prayers and the angels being sent and songs being sent, and you know, it's amazing from all around the world. I never knew we were loved like this. So I want you guys to know that you're all family to me now, and I love how much you guys loved Tracy and sent so much prayers for her. Thank you so much. Okay, so guys, what we decided to do was to catch you guys all up with the whole Tracy situation. You're pretty well caught up with the channel being hijacked, and we got it back, so we're just starting out again. But now with Tracy, I don't want you guys all to be in the dark. Some of you have followed us on Facebook and know, but a lot of you don't do Facebook or don't follow us on Facebook. So this is what it's here for. Now what I'm going to do is basically do all 9 updates we did on Facebook for you right now. So here's the first thing. This is what happened. When this happened and I went to the hospital, this is what I wrote everyone. I said, please everyone, prayers needed. Tracy's heart stopped today and she stopped breathing. I did compressions and CPR on her for 2 minutes before EMS arrived. They put her on the machine and got her heart beating again, and now she's on life support on the way to the hospital. She's non-responsive, but her heart rate has been climbing all day, and so that's good. It's beating on its own, but they're giving her meds to keep the blood pressure up and down because she's not regulating that on her own. She's still on the ventilator, and it's supplying her air. So now I'm going to go ahead and give you a little video of what I said for the part 2. All right, guys, Big Rich here. I'm at the hospital with Tracy. I want to thank all you guys for all the support, all the love you're sending. I mean, it's just been fantastic. I've been marking them with a love, a little heart if I've read them, and I've read them to Tracy, because I've been here day and night and I'm reading her every remark that you guys are sending, and once I read it to Tracy, I put a little heart on it. So if it don't have a heart yet, I'll get to it, but I'm not going to show Tracy to you because she's got a lot of tubes in her mouth and everything. But here's her breathing machine. It's going through these hoses here, and here she is holding her hand. She's still non-responsive. She's still she's still on the breathing machine. Her heart's beating on her own, but they have to
find meds to keep her blood pressure up or something like that. But I just wanted to show you guys. These are pictures of Tracy, how she normally looks. With that gorgeous smile. Here she is. She's so proud of her koi fish. Look at that, just glowing on her face. She just is so happy. And I'm here. I'm trying to stay by her side in case she wakes up. I'll be here for her. We appreciate all the support, so thank you. If we get any updates, I'll let you know. Right now, she's still unresponsive. She's still on the air breather and life support. But now her toxins are building up in her system. So they're going to put her on kidney dialysis now, today. And to clean out all the toxins in her blood. So, they opened her eyes and I haven't seen her eyeball move yet. I haven't seen Tracy. Just an empty shell. But with all your love and support, I know she'll get better, so keep sending the prayers. I'll update you as soon as I can.
Okay, so now, they went by and I put up this update. And it says, people are asking me all kinds of questions. So here's everything that I know right now. Tracy was sick. She was sick for about 2.5 weeks. We both were. And she went to the hospital and they sent her home with 2 different medications. Then she had an appointment at the Cleveland Clinic for the pain in her belly, which I didn't have a bellyache. She did. The day she was supposed to go in, they called and rescheduled that appointment for a later date, like 3 weeks away. I was mad and told them to just cancel it because she needed it now. The next day is when she woke up and she was getting worse. But, I have a video of this and I might show it right now. But she told me she was feeling better and thank you for taking care of me. That's basically the last words I heard from her.
Thank you for taking care of me.
There's no problem taking care of you. You warm enough?
Oh,
How do you feel? Because you look pale as can be. Hello?
before.
So she looked pale and she was getting worse. So I called her doctor. Her doctor told her to bring her in because that stuff she's coughing up, she would cough like that and there'd be black spots on her hand. So her doctor said that's blood. She's bleeding internally, to bring her in. So I helped her up out of the bed. I walked her to the shower to clean her up a little bit because she had some of that black stuff on her shoulder and stuff. I had a seat in the bathroom because she was so weak from being sick that I put her in the seat and I took the hose and I was just washing off her arm a little bit. And then I had to get a pair of pants on her to take her to the hospital. So anyways, while she's sitting in that seat, she slumped over forward and I heard the worst noise ever. It was a noise like, and I'd never heard that before. It sounded like she took her last breath. So I grabbed her head and I put her mouth up to my ears and I heard no breathing whatsoever. So I bear hugged her, and my bed's about 10 foot away from my bedroom or my bathroom. I bear hugged her and I ran over to the bed and I sat her down in the bed. I called 911 on speakerphone, set it there, and then I started doing compressions. The first time I pushed on her chest, all this black stuff came out of her mouth. It was like a volcano. It was black liquid, looked like ground up coffee grounds black. So I turned her on her side and I pulled her shoulder towards me and I pushed on her belly as I turned her, and she just vomited out all this black stuff, like 2 big mugfuls of it. So I put her back on her back and I started doing compressions again. I counted 30 compressions, 2 breaths of air. Now, mind you, she had all that black stuff on her mouth, and I didn't care at the moment. I just needed to get her air. I held her nose, and I gave her air, and I had that black stuff all over my mouth. I didn't know. But anyways, on the third set of the 30 compressions, the EMS come through the door. So I bear hugged her again and ran out to meet them. And because when you walk in my house, you don't know which way to go. So I'm right here off the kitchen. I hurried up, grabbed her, and I ran out, and I had my broke foot. So I'm yelling, help me. And the EMS come running over. They put her on the floor, put that violent machine on her. And it was just like, doo, 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 doo. And it got her heart back in like 10, 12 seconds. It was amazing. So they take her to the hospital. She was unresponsive, meaning you can open up her eyes and point a light at her. Her pupils didn't dilate or get smaller or nothing. They gave her 3 pints of blood. Here, what she had been doing was she would go into the bathroom and puke. And she told me she was puking, but she never told me she was puking blood. She had been bleeding internally and wasn't telling me. And, so they get to the hospital. She's 3 pints low, and they said that her organs closed down, her kidneys, her pancreas, all that was closing down, and her heart stopped beating because there wasn't enough blood there to keep going. So they gave her 3 pints of blood, and they got her going, but she's on full life support. They got an airway down her throat, and the machine's pumping air in. They had a hose up her nose, sucking out all this blood in her belly, and it was going to a big cup, and which later became her feeding tube. And then they had medicine to keep her blood pressure up. It would go up or it would go too low. They had medicine for bringing it down, medicine for bringing it up. They had to regulate it for her. Her heart wasn't doing it. Her kidneys shut down. They had her on dialysis for 2-3 days, or 3 days straight. And then her kidneys started to take over. It was real bad. She died in my arms. I mean, she was dead. And they brought her back, and now she's in a coma, and it was horrible. Her pancreas levels were at 20,000. She had pancreatitis. They were at 20,000. Normal's 300. She had pneumonia in her lungs. It was just so much was going so bad. It was just her whole body was shutting down. It was crazy. Then next day they tried taking her off her blood pressure meds, and it went too low. So they had to put her back on epinephrine again to raise her blood pressure. Doc said it wasn't good that her basic brain function wasn't taking over. I didn't believe him. Next is her kidneys. She peed more this day than she did yesterday, which was more than she peed the day before. So now they're starting to come back. Her kidney function's on its way up. Just wasn't good enough to stop the dialysis. And another thing, her dialysis was only to ultrafilter her blood, not to take out the toxins or excess liquids in her body. So she started to gag on the tubes. Now, she wasn't sedated. They was able to put these tubes in her throat and not sedate her at all. So doc said that was bad. So now this is the 10th. She'd been in there for 4 days now. She started to gag, and she could feel the tubes in her throat. So they put her on sedation. I was there day and night for the first 4 days. I slept there. Well, nobody can sleep there, but I stayed there. And once they put her on the sedation, then there was no reason for me to stay there at night no more. So I'd do the work here in the daytime, and then I would go to the hospital, spend all day there, and I'd come home and sleep at night. So she was getting a little bit better. Her body's getting better. She was feeling them as they're sucking out all the water and liquid in her mouth and her throat. She was gagging and trying to cough and stuff like that. So that was getting better. She's getting some movement back. The 5th day she was there, she's now off the blood pressure machine and the meds for regulating her heart. It's now regulating on her own. They delayed dialysis again because her kidneys are working more and more. They're waiting for the swelling to go down and think it might take over. So she might not need dialysis no more. They're able to feed her into her belly now and give her nourishment, which, mind you, for 2.5 weeks, she was puking up everything. She wasn't getting no nourishment. She went from 102 down to 94 pounds. Her pancreas numbers went all the way down to 600, 300 is normal now, so she no longer has pancreatitis. They're taking her off the blood coagulating machine and the meds for that. She's not bleeding internally anymore. They took her off the dextrose since they were feeding her. They're feeding her nourishment through the tube that goes into her belly. And I see it as a lot of baby steps in the right direction. She's still unresponsive. She still hasn't woken up, but she does feel pain. She reacts when she's poked in her fingers with the needles. Now, this is the next day. The doctor came in and he told me they did a CAT scan to check her brain. When the results came back about 4 o'clock, Dr. Kumar came in and told me that she has severe brain damage and that she won't ever wake up. But if she does wake up, she's going to be a vegetable. I mean, I just lost it. It was crazy for him to say it as bluntly as that and as crazy as that. And immediately the main doctor came in after him and said, no, don't listen to that. CT scans can be wrong when the brain is swollen, and she has swelling of the brain. So the CT scan is not accurate as of right now. So he calmed us down. He said, what we're going to do is give her steroids and help get her brain swelling down. Then next week we'll take another CT scan. So that left hope with us. They wanted to remove the hose going down into her lungs and install a trach in her throat, because the hose down her throat is causing damage and they can't leave it there for more than 10 days. So it's going between her vocal cords. So the trach in her throat is under her vocal cords and would be better. That would clear everything off of her face if they install the PEG, which is a tube going into your belly to feed her that way, and take it out of the hose going in her nose. It would clear everything off her face, and she's no longer on any medicine to keep her running no more. Her kidneys are really taking over. They, again, didn't do dialysis today. The kidneys are really producing pee today, and the pancreas levels are now normal. The bleeding has completely stopped. So all she has is the breathing tube, and they took that off for 6 hours today, and she was good without it. Her body seemed like it was healing itself up well, but we have to worry about her brain now. They asked what direction we wanted to go, and we informed them we are not pulling the plug. She's a fighter. She's fighting right now. We can give her the time to fight. I told the doctor I could never pull that plug, that if I'd take her home like this and wipe her butt and change her tampons, whatever it took for the rest of my life. She's my girl, and I'll take care of her no matter what. So what state she's in, I'll take care of her. I've heard stories of others waking up after being fine, after being, in a coma for 3 months, 2 years, 10 years. And then I've heard of others where they wake up and they have to relearn to talk and walk. I'm ready for that. I don't care. I'm not pulling the plug on her. So now the plan is to put her back on sedatives and the breathing machine to give her a rest, and she can have time for the swelling to go down and be comfortable and, rest easy. They're going to redo a CAT scan next week and compare things. I told her when I was talking to her, I told her we worked way too hard all of our lives to get ahead. And now that we can start enjoying life a little bit, she's not allowed to leave me. Our 3 boys have done well in life, and they're going to have grandkids soon. So I want her there for that. I told her I'd do the dishes, I'd fold the laundry, whatever it took. If she'd just come back to me, that I'd take care of everything, just make it through this. So I want to thank everybody for sending their love and their prayers and all their support. I've told her how she is so loved from everywhere around the world, and that so many people are sending prayers and love and good vibes and angels. When she wakes up and hears about this, it will make her cry tears of happiness. I know my little girl. So now the next day, I wrote, good morning, everyone. People are asking where to send Tracy gifts at. Well, I wrote the address down, and I posted that for everybody to see. And they took her off sedation again and a breathing machine for 6 hours. I told you that already. She was breathing on her own the whole time. They put her back on because of her vitals, and she could rest a little bit. She can now relax and sleep comfortably and let her swelling on the brain go down. They gave her a shot of steroids to help with the swelling. But it's a waiting game. So the tubes in her throat have to come out in the next 3 days, and along with the tube in her nose. and you know, we're just waiting on that. So then the next day, they came up and well, let me read it to you. It says, "Hello, not much change. They did install the trach in her neck, and I was able to tend to her lips a lot better. Her lips were dried and cracked and kind of bloody, so I've been putting moisturizer on them. Also, her hands, when she gets hot and sweaty, she's sweating out the toxins that the kidneys didn't clean out. So it was kind of smelly. So I keep washing her hands, and my son's girlfriend did her fingernails in pink, and then my other son came up from Cincinnati and painted her toenails pink to match. And you know, I'm putting socks on her when she's cold. I'm taking the socks off when she's hot. But I cleaned off all the sticky stuff from all the different tapes they had holding her the tubes on her face, and now she looks a lot more comfortable. I used wipes, Huggies wipes, and so her face is all clear and she looks more comfortable. She's having more reactions now when they suction out her throat or airway and stuff. She acts like she's gagging, and she opens her eyes and moves her arms. When she opens her eyes, she's not looking at you though. Her eyes are like stared off, you know, in the distance. She now moves her arms and legs when she's sleeping, so that's a step in a good direction. I'm sitting her now, letting her know that I will be there for her when she wakes up. And again, thank you all for the overwhelming support she's getting from all over the world. It's just amazing. You know, Australia, Germany, England, Isle of Man, I don't even know where that's at. South America, Canada. I mean, she's getting love from everywhere around the world. So her body's almost completely healed up. They decided no more dialysis. They took the tube out of the catheter out of her throat, and her kidneys are doing great. So her body's all healed up now. We're just waiting on her brain swelling to go down and for her to wake up. So I can reread all these thousands of comments to her so she can see how loved she is from all over the world. I love all you guys. You're all family now. So that's as far as we know and as far as we've gotten. She hasn't woke up yet. She's still laying there. But she's coming back more and more every day. Today, when they were sucking the stuff out of her throat, she actually lifted her head off of the pillow with her eyes open, and she tried like grabbing her arms. So she's doing something, and they're telling me a lot of that's neurological and memory function for your muscles and stuff. That wasn't. That was the act of somebody that was trying to grab for something and was scared of whatever was going on in her throat. I don't think she can see. I think her eyes are just there. But that's, you know, we're taking this one day at a time, and you know, just praying for her to wake up. So now I've caught you guys up, and Josh is going to take over and not talk about the Tracy thing, and he's going to start putting the videos up. Remember, they're videos that are catching up, that have already happened. You may see Tracy in them or not, but them were videos that we had ready to go up when the channel went down. So I just want to thank you guys for, you know, tuning in here and sticking along with us, and things are getting better. So now, are you done yet?
You around if you don't stop it.
Yeah. See, the world thinks you're an angel. This is the Tracy Price I have to deal with.
Get off.
What did you just say to me?
I told you, shut the fuck up. I got toast ready.
How dare you talk to me that way?
Well, you asked me a dumb question.
I never ask dumb questions. What did you say to me?
Fuck you. Ah!
Quit calling me names.
I'm gonna kick your butt.
Stop calling me names. My name is Big Daddy. That'll work too. Or even Big Rich.
Okay, Big Rich.
But fucker is not calling me my name. What? Just thumbing on you.
No, you're not.
Oh my goodness, look at you.
No,
What?
you can't have my neck.
Last time I did that, you called me a fucker.
Yeah,
Why?
because you were a fucker for doing that.
That's not nice.
That's not.
I don't call you names.
Yes, you do.
I do not.
Ah!
Come here, I want to talk to you. Come here. I just want to reach under here. Come here. Hi.
No.
So you can't be calling me names.
Okay.
Come here.
What?
Come here. Come here. I want to get under here.
I can breathe later.
I wouldn't be mean like that. You can breathe around me. It's okay.
That all the time. You tell me I can breathe later.
That's only when you're laughing too much. Why is it you don't like to be tickled so much? Come here. I just want to touch you under your cheek right there. Just right here. Come here. Let me touch it. Just right under here. Why are you so ticklish there?
I'm ticklish everywhere. You know that. Maybe on me.
Come here. Let me touch your neck then. Just let me touch your neck. Right here. Just your neck. Right in here. Why do you let me touch it if you can pull away as soon as I touch it?
God, you touch it.
Alexa, Taylor Swift on Amazon.
Okay, Tracy, I just tasted the water. It tastes horrible. It tastes like well water. Taste it and tell me what you think. Tracy, if I tell you something tastes horrible, why would you taste it? You should believe me.
Appreciate it. You guys stay fishy, my friends.